Hello, and welcome to Big Bold You, a show dedicated to helping everybody play bigger because I don't care who you are, you can play bigger in your life. To be bolder, which means we're going to be getting out of our comfort zones so we can become the best versions of ourselves and bless the world with our greatness because that's what we're supposed to do. Now, I am Jens Johnson. I'm your program host, and every Monday at 3 p.m. Central, we're going to be coming to you live. We're going to have 3 segments that we're going to be inspiring you. We're going to have amazing guests like we have on the show right now with me, and we're going to do 3 separate segments every Monday. And the first segment is going to be Ask a Life Coach. Now, here's what I know. What I know is you cannot succeed alone. And if you're out there playing small, all by yourself, and you've got all these things and thoughts going through your head and you don't know the answers, you don't know where to find the help, I promise you, you're not going to get very far. You need to reach out and ask people for help. So every week, you're going to see an Ask a Life Coach video. And here is my hope that you will send me an Ask a Life Coach video. Ask us our questions. Now, I'm going to always be answering them. If our guests want to answer, they can. Today, my guests have said, no, Jens. We're not interested. We don't want to answer the question, and which is fine. Then our second segment is we will be digging into a show topic every week, and we'll be really digging into the guest, and we will hear their struggles, we'll hear their obstacles, we will learn from them. They're going to be everyday people just like all of us, because at the end of the day, we are all created equal, and we're all the same. There's just people are further along in their journeys than others. Now, the last segment is going to be laughter is the best medicine. And I'm glad that I've got Kim Brown over here to my left, because at laughter is the best medicine, we have got to laugh, everybody. I want you laughing and I want you cracking up every single day. And we're going to ask you to send in videos with that, where you are going to videotape your friends and your family members to see what you could do for pranks and to get a good laugh. And let me tell you, Kim and I have done that many, many times. So before we get started into the Ask a Life Coach video, and before we get to meet these amazing women that are on the show with us, I want to show a quote. And it is a Nelson Mandela quote, and you are going to see that right there on the screen. And it says, "There is no passion to be found in playing small and settling for a life that is less than you are capable of living." And that's really the basis of our show. Big, bold you. You've got to play bigger. I don't care if you're a stay-at-home mom. I don't care if you're a CEO. I don't care if you're a singing hairdresser, if you're a stylist and decorator, or if you're a graphic designer and a photographer. We can all play bigger, and it's our responsibility. So before we go into the Ask a Life Coach video, I do want to introduce my guest. And I have to my left Kim Brown, who is one of my dearest friends. And this is what's so awesome is when you decide to play bigger, you get to decide who you play with. And these 3 ladies right here, I do life with, I play with, I work with, and they're incredible. So Kim, just tell our viewers just a little bit about yourself.
Well, actually, I have been a 24-hour fitness instructor for almost 18 years. I enjoy teaching classes. I teach 6 days a week, but I also have a passion for styling and being a personal shopper. I have a degree in fashion merchandising that I got at Colorado Institute of Art, and I just really enjoy shopping and being able to help people pick out the right clothes, the right colors, even the right styles in their living room, bedroom. A lot of people have problems with that. They don't know where to start. They don't know how to put things together. That seems to be kind of my niche, so that's what I really love doing.
And she did style me today. She styles me a lot of the time. The majority of the time she does it. And this is what's so awesome is I don't know if you're playing big. I'm just going to be honest with you, okay? Because I don't know any other way to be. When you start to play big, it means you're doing more. And when you're doing more, you can't do everything. I don't have time to go shopping. Now, my husband's kind of happy about that, that I don't have time to go shopping because I don't spend as much money because I have Kim go do the shopping for me. And believe it or not, you will spend less money when you have someone doing those those types of things for you. And that's amazing.
I can
Now,
vouch for that.
I know. Now we got Christy Phillips, who hopefully everybody is watching her So Very Christy show. And one of the things that we'll be doing on this show, Big Bold You, is we are going to be following people's success and their journey and their struggles and their ups and their downs and getting out of their comfort zones, which is really our show topic today. But Christy, tell everybody a little bit about you, and because our topic is to get out of your comfort zone, tell us
Yeah.
some of the things that you've done to get out of your comfort zone.
Everything. I mean, this last year, I've been doing hair and makeup in Dallas for 30 years. And I've been singing for a very long time as well, but I took like a 9-year break. So my comfort zone is doing hair and makeup. But when I stepped back into singing again, that was, at first it wasn't too bad because I was just going to voice lessons. And then I decided, well, I've got to do something bigger, and I decided to, work harder. And now I have this show, and that's totally out of my comfort zone. Like, oh my gosh, I never would have thought, but thank goodness Jens is my co-host because it's so much more fun and comforting to know you've got a buddy with you to do these things, or people backing you like these ladies. And I have other friends, and my family's amazing that have been supporting me.
Yeah, what's going to be really awesome is we're going to really tell everybody the journey that Christy's been on and how she's got out of her comfort zone. And so you want to be tuning in every week because we're going to be sharing with you how you can get out of your comfort zone and what you have to do to really achieve the life that you want to live. Now, my right here she is family to me. I mean, all these ladies up here are family to me. But Rita and I have known each other for a while now. She and I, we share a couple things together. Rita is a single mom right now, and I was a single mom. She's got 2 incredible boys that are just flipping phenomenal because you raised them. But we really, what keeps you up at night is your kids and what you worry about. I know Kim's got 2 kids of her own, and it's hard being a single mom, and it's hard getting out of your comfort zone. But this woman here, Rita Wortham, is incredible. She has got so much talent. And just kind of tell the viewers a little bit who you are, what you do, and about yourself.
Hi, I am a photographer first. Well, first of all, I'm a child of God first. A mom of 2 amazing boys, or young men, I should say. They'll probably have a few words to say about me calling them boys now. But I am a photographer, I am a graphic designer, and I'm a web creator. And I like to be able to help others see the beauty that they have within themselves. So it's such a joy for me to take a picture of someone to be able to show the beauty that I see that most of the time they don't see.
Exactly. Because, that's the thing is we're so critical on ourselves.
Yes.
Stop being so critical, okay? It's so easy to look at ourselves, to look at our lives, to look at our work and say, oh, that's not good enough. Well, here, let me tell you something. The expectation is not perfection. You're never going to be perfect. The expectation is always progress, all right? Now, this is something that I'm very passionate about, and the reason that we started this show is in the world in which we live right now, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of negative out in the world. And believe it or not, our brains are wired for negative. So the more negative that we have, the more our brains are like, oh, let me eat that up. I like that negativity. Because that's how our brains are wired. But here's what I know. What I know is we've got to be a voice of reason. We've got to be a voice of positivity, of inspiration, of motivation, of helping build one another up. We've got to create environments of love so we can learn to grow. A flower isn't going to grow if you don't give it some water and some nutrition and loving. And we're the exact same way. Now, we live in a world today right now where it is no longer just a nicety for all good people to have both hands on deck, but it is actually a necessity. So I know there are so many amazing, incredible people out there that are watching right now, and very amazing women here on this show with us. But you can play bigger and do more, so you can bless the world with your greatness and just live a life of contribution. So let's jump into the very first segment, which is Ask a Life coach.
What is your best advice for someone who is making that transition? I look forward to hearing what you have to say.
All right, so we didn't get to hear all of her question. Is there any way we can
We'll fix that. I
Okay,
apologize.
all righty. That's okay. And if there is, because it is such a great question. You know, the theme of our show is to get out of your comfort zone. And she asked a phenomenal question that I guarantee you many, many people have and are experiencing. So we got it? Okay, let's listen to the entire
This is
video.
Tina Dornbecker from Dallas, Texas, and my question for Ask a Life Coach is, in my personal situation, I've been in the corporate world for a very long time, and I don't want to age myself, but I am slowly making the transition from that corporate world into a network marketing business, which I absolutely love. But it can be quite scary. So stepping out of your comfort zone and reinventing yourself from something that you've been accustomed to for a very long time, and taking that leap into a totally different world. What is your best advice for someone who is making that transition?
Okay, so first of all, I got to say thanks to the guys for getting that video so you can hear all of it. But I also want to say thank you so much for Tina for sending the video in. So here's the thing. There's a couple things that she said that I think are very important. Number one, I love it that she said she wants to reinvent herself. You know, my tagline is the reimagined specialist, because here's the thing. If you're not trying to reinvent yourself, if you're not trying to reimagine your life in a different way, you're just, I want to tell you the truth, you're going backwards. There's no such thing as staying in the same place. So I love it that she is in a process of attempting to reinvent herself. So she's got some desire there. I also love it that she shared with everybody that she's been in corporate America and she's making a shift out of corporate America into the relationship marketing industry. For those of you who know me, I did the same thing. I was in corporate America for many, many years. My master's is in training and development. I worked for a hospital system. And although I loved it, you don't get the same freedom. I mean, I don't know about you ladies, and I know y'all know this about me, but I like to decide how much money I make. I don't know. That's just something about me that I want to decide how hard I work and how much money I make. In corporate America, not a darn thing wrong with being in corporate America, but they get to decide how much money you make. So I love it that she is stepping out of her comfort zone. Now, how many of you right now are in a position where maybe you are working a 9 to 5, maybe you're working 9 to 9, maybe you're in corporate America, maybe you are already in relationship marketing or an entrepreneur, whatever it is, and you know that you want to do more and be more. Well, I think the very first step is self-awareness. You need to know where you are. And the second step is the fact you've just got to accept some absolute truths in life. And one of those absolute truths is you can't succeed alone. So whatever journey you're on, find someone that's further along in that journey than you are, lock arms with them, because nothing happens without a leader. You got to hitch your wagon to leaders, and you're going to hear me say these things over and over again because they're true. So find a leader that's having success, hitch your wagon to them, and then be coachable. Do what they tell you to do. I mean, that's one of the things I love so much about Christy is we connected at a relationship marketing company, and I'm telling you, I'm a big fan. Find a company, find a company that has a product that you are spending money anyway.
Right.
I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I was spending money on my products at the department stores. And in this one right here was actually jumped on with me at the very beginning. And we were like, why are we spending money, giving money to other people when we can spend money and get paid ourselves? So, I mean, it's huge. But one of the things that Christy and I did was she decided she wanted to sing, and we sat down and we developed a plan, and then she has done everything that I've advised her to do. So that's really, you got to be coachable. And then number 3, you've got to have belief. You've got to believe that things can change, and they can change. You can reinvent yourself. You can step out of your comfort zones, but you have to step out of your comfort zones. That's what being bold is stepping out of your comfort zones. And I think the last thing that you need to do is you need to make a game plan. So find that leader, sit down with them, get a game plan, set some goals and some due dates, and start running. Now, we're going to keep tabs on Tina as we go along because we want to know her success as she does go along. All right, so the reason I have these 3 amazing women with me today is every April I have an event. It's called the Beauty, Brains, and Business event. And you're going to start to learn as we go along this process the beauty, which is really your internal beauty, but you feel more confident when you feel like you look good. I mean, it's just
right.
at the end of the day. I mean, you can change your inner beauty, you can change your outer beauty. Your inner beauty truly is what's most important. It's what attracts people to you. It's your greatness, it's your energy. But let's face it, it's a lot easier, ladies, and we know this, to change our outer beauty first.
Yes.
And that changing that outer beauty makes a tremendous impact on your confidence and self-worth. And these ladies, every year, we have a grand prize winner. And let's see some pictures, before and after pictures of our 2 grand prize winners. So this is Miss Kathy Fogarty, and you see before, this is what Kathy looked like before she went to the event, before she won the grand prize, the branding makeover prize, and now you see what she looks like afterwards. And let me tell you, she is beautiful inside and outside, and she's got a heart of gold with so much just inspiration within her. But do you think that she feels better about herself and more confident in her after? Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
She's got a little
So
sparkle in her eye.
she does have a sparkle in her eye. Now let's look at the second before and after, and then we're going to talk about both. So our second before and after, this was actually Barbara. And Barbara is somebody that none of us even knew. Now, we knew Kathy, but Barbara stumbled into our Beauty, Brains, and Business event. And this was hysterical. You just look at that before and after picture. It doesn't even look like the same person, does it? It doesn't even look like the same person. It's incredible. So we're going to tell you a little bit about how these before and afters happen and how they transpired. So here we are. We've got this event. We have all of our VIPs. You register for a VIP. We put your name in the hat. We draw, and every year we have a before and after grand prize branding package that we do. Now, Kathy was our first one that we did last year, and I just want to know from you beautiful women, of course, Rita was the one responsible for the photography, Kim was the one responsible for the styling, and Miss Total Extraordinaire, Christy, was in charge of hair and makeup. But I want to know from your perspective what that meant for you to be the one to really just bless them with your expertise, and what did you see as the end result for these 2 beautiful women?
I mean, in getting to know them both, I mean, just being able to see them transform as you spend time with them, because, I mean, a lot of people get their hair done every day, but some people don't ever, and they don't pamper themselves. And I think these ladies really weren't pampering themselves, and that is the difference to feel special and needed and loved and cared for in the amount of time that we spend. And by the end of that, they're just like totally different. And Kathy, for sure, for the last year, I mean, she's definitely carried that on.
Well, and what's great is she's even written a book, or she's been a contributing author to a
Yeah.
book. I mean, it really spurred. Now, believe me, we're going to get Kathy on. And Kathy lives in Arkansas. Barbara has moved somewhere north, and we'll get her video chatting with us. But it has changed her life. But you said something I think is really, really important for our viewers, is that you got to pamper yourself, which means you got to invest in yourself. And how many times do we invest in everyone else around us, but we're not investing in ourselves? And sometimes getting out of your comfort zones, it's scary to go to a live event. It's
Right.
scary to be on this show. It's scary to become an entrepreneur. It's scary to do something that you've never done before. And both of those ladies had to step out of their comfort zone to even dial into us. But Kim, what was your experience?
Well, I just love Kathy because she was just such a sweetheart. I mean, right from she was just so grateful when she met me at the mall. She was just so excited, and everything I pulled out, she was like, "Okay, okay." I mean, I don't even know if that was the kind of styles that she wore, but that's what I envisioned her in. And what was so great was just seeing her eyes just light up when she saw herself in these outfits. And the colors that we chose for her were so amazing, and you could just tell that she just brightened up immediately. And just looking at the pictures and everything, I mean, she was in tears afterwards. And that's what's so great is that not only did you pick out amazing clothes for this woman that just brought out the beauty in her, but also she wanted to buy almost everything that we had picked out for her because she loved the look. So that made me feel really, really happy for her.
Right. And then I think oh my gosh, we were all there at the video shoot, but I mean at the photo shoot. But what was the impact for you, Rita?
Oh, wow. You know, Kathy, I did not know Kathy before this. And everyone always says, I can't take pictures. I don't look good in pictures. And let me make you look as beautiful as I see you. Mm-hmm. And she was so grateful. She did everything I asked her to do. And the end result, you know, you give somebody a little sneak peek from the camera and they're like, oh my God, that's me. Yes, it is you. So it was so much joy. And she was so humble. It was just a joy to be able to give that to her.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing is these three women have stepped out of their comfort zones. And if these three women did not step out of their comfort zone, they wouldn't have been able to bless the two winners, the grand prize branding winners that you saw on the show today. And I think that's what's so important is a lot of times we're always thinking about ourselves. You know, I'm too scared to do this. I'm too scared to do that. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too big. I'm too little. I don't have the experience. You know, all the crazy negative self-talk that we have that we talk ourselves out of because we're just thinking about ourselves. But here's what I want to tell you is that your greatness and your expertise and your gifts and talents, we got to develop them because they are meant to bless other people. And that's what I think is so awesome about these three women that are on this show with me today is when I first asked Kim, I said, Kim, would you do this? She said, I've never done this before. I mean, she'd never been a part of an event and she'd never done anything like this before. I mean, she's styled us for years, but I just know that what she brings to the table would make a huge impact. Now, obviously, Rita's been doing pictures and has been a graphic designer for years, but she had never specifically done something like this before. And then Christy, I mean, I'm telling you, this has not only I think the three of you made such a big impact on them, but I think you stepping out of your comfort zone to just be a part of that event has really facilitated more stepping out of your comfort zone. So what are some of the new things that you're doing, Rita?
You know, stepping out of your comfort zone sometimes mean you need help from others. So I've picked up several mentors that is helping me progress in my business and just to be able to move forward in what I want to do. And you know, I want to help people brand themselves. There's just so much that I want to be able to help and give to others.
And I'm going to tell something about Rita. So you're going to learn every week, we're going to be talking about people's, what they're afraid of and what their obstacles are and what they're doing. But one of the things that I said to Rita, I don't know, maybe about 6 months or so ago, I said, what do you want to be doing? And she said, I want to be traveling and I want to be doing photo shoots. So in the last 30 days, how many photo shoots have you been on where you've been on a plane?
Oh, wow. Maybe 4 or 5. I don't even know right now.
Is that not awesome?
It is awesome.
Because she decided to step out of her comfort zone and she spoke it and she's speaking it into existence. And I love that. Now, what has this experience really done for you, Christy?
Well, it's really helped me to I mean, I think at the first Beauty Brains and Business was the first time I'd sang in front of people in like 9 or 10 years. And so that was a little shaky. I mean, in my opinion, but now, I mean, I sing live at least once a week and not karaoke. I mean, nothing wrong with karaoke because actually it gave me some confidence there when I was kind of not having any. And then, developing my performance as well is something I'd never been able to do before.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I'll tell you what Kim has done. Kim has started a whole new business. And I probably push her. I probably push all these ladies more than they want to be pushed, but it's because I know their potential and I know their greatness and they have the ability to bless so many people like I know everybody has. But this one right here, I'm telling you, y'all just wait because we got some big plans for her. I haven't even told her yet. But she's going to go along with it. So I think the most important thing that we should take from this is really identifying what are you afraid of? And what comfort zones do you need to step out of in your life right now? I think it's really important that we all understand that our brains are wired for safety. I mean, they're just wired for safety. They want to keep us safe. But staying safe means you're playing small. And in order to play bigger, you have to step out of your comfort zone. You really have to do something every day that scares you a little bit. And I think that this might be scary to some people. You know what I mean? It might be scary to some people to even do what we're doing right now, but you have to. Now, I think another important thing is to really, like I mentioned earlier, is to remind everybody that your brain is wired for negativity. It is. Just like the earth is wired for weeds. I mean, how many times have you tried to plant a garden? And I mean, I'm the worst. Christy's a green thumb. She's amazing. I am not I don't have a green thumb whatsoever.
No, you don't.
I don't. I mean, it's embarrassing, folks. It's embarrassing. But if you plant a garden and you don't weed your garden is going to be taken over with weeds. It's just a fact. And our brains are wired for negativity. So if you don't constantly put positive thoughts and you surround yourself with positive people, it's going to be very difficult to step out of your comfort zone. So I want you to think about what it is that you want to do, how you want to recreate your life. I want you to be living a life that you create, not a life that you're just living by chance. And I want you to go back and forth and let me know what struggles you have. I want you to ask a life coach. Send me a life coach video, and I'm going to tell you at the very end of the show where you can do that. But every show, we are going to end it on a fun note. And I promise you, we're going to do the best of our ability to keep these shows about 30 minutes because everybody that knows me knows I can talk all day long. And I don't want to do that to you because I know you've got to go out and do some great things. So we're going to close with our laughter is the best medicine. Okay, so here's the thing. What I want to ask these ladies, and I know for sure Kim has a funny story, is I want to hear some stories that you think they were your hardest laugh. I mean, you just laughed so hard you could not stop laughing. I want to know what that was or what was your last hardest laugh. Kim, I know you got something.
Oh, I've always got something. I've got girls, and so probably one of the times that I remember of laughing so hard, the kind where you even go to bed that night and you still start laughing when you're in bed because you're just thinking about it, is we had a brand new puppy, a Chihuahua, and we had dark wood floors, and it was nighttime. And of course, I don't wear my shoes in the house, so I'm walking around barefoot, and I walk around the corner, and I stepped in dog poop in between my toes. I mean, this isn't just like your heel or anything. I mean, like I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like hopping around, like, what do I do? Do I put my foot in the toilet? Do I go put it in the sink? What do I do? And my husband's like, where did the dog poop? But he walks around and steps in it barefoot too, the exact same pile. So we're both hopping around. We have our two girls that are probably like 7 and 10 at the time that are laughing hysterically. And we're trying to figure out what we do with this dog poop on both of our bare feet. So I remember us even going to bed later that night and just one of us would start snickering and then the other one would start laughing. And it was just one of those things that you always remember that just, it still makes me laugh to this day.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and so this is what I want everybody to do is I want you to get some of these fun things on video. Now, I know obviously you couldn't get that on video.
Nor would I want to.
I mean, I know you
I
can't
do
get
have
that
pranks
on
on video. You and I both have pranks that we've done on video
so
a lot.
here's the thing. I mean, because laughter truly is your best medicine. I don't care how bad things are, you got to laugh. And I really believe you got to laugh every day. I love comedians. I love to go to see comedy shows. But one of the things I like to do is because I'm a jokester, I like to pants my husband, okay? And I'm telling you that this is my second marriage. Maybe that's why I've been married twice. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all a couple of things that I did to my first husband, and maybe that is why I've been married twice. Okay, before I tell you about the pantsing story, so my first husband, we went to a drive-through. I'm not going to tell you which one. Went through a drive-through. He ordered 2 sandwiches. Okay, and I just in my mind thought, he shouldn't be eating 2 sandwiches. I mean, I just didn't think he should, right? So, like, it's up to me. And when we got home, because he's very, very clean, and he would never ever eat in his car. I wish I had that habit, but he would never eat in his car. And so when we got home, he got home and he had his bag with the 2 sandwiches in there, and he went to go use the restroom. And while he was in the bathroom, I got one of the sandwiches out, the bottom one, unwrapped it, took a bite, wrapped it back up, and then put it underneath. So he sits down at the table. He eats the first one, no problem, having a great time. I'm talking to him, so just watching him. I'm so excited. I mean, we didn't have cell phones at the time. I would have. That's kind of dating myself. Or I would have been video. Then he gets to the second one, and he undoes it, and he was like, "Oh my gosh!" He's like, "There's a bite out of my sandwich," and I was like, "Where?" I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me." I'm looking at it and I said, "That's disgusting. I would not eat that sandwich." He's like, "I'm not going to eat that sandwich." He said he was on the phone. He was calling that place. I mean, I am rolling, laughing so hard. I'm crying, about to pee my pants. And then right when he is just like ready to lay into the store manager, I'm like, I'm the one who took the bite. I took the bite. He was so mad, and I was so happy. I mean, I just died laughing. It was hysterical. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you about my husband pantsing, because I'll tell you that next Monday. But here's the thing. You have to laugh. You cannot take your circumstances, your weaknesses, your strengths, the goods, the bad. You cannot take them so seriously, folks, okay? I mean, I'm serious. You just can't. You got to be a little serious about all the drama in your life, and you need to be more serious about doing productive things for yourself. So these are the 2 things I'm going to ask of you to do. Number 1, I really do want you to send in an Ask a Life Coach video. I want you to tell me your first and last name. If you don't want to share your last name, just share your first one. But I sincerely want to help you with those questions that you have. I mean, there's so many things that I can do to help you. There's so many things that these amazing women can help you with. There's so many things that everyone can help you with. And I know a lot of people, okay? I'm just telling you, I know a lot of people. One of the things I love to do is I love to connect people with other people to help them succeed. Then the second ask I have is I want you sending me videos of funny things that you're catching on tape. And I don't even care if you see a funny video, because that's one of the things Kim does all the time is she'll send me videos that she finds on YouTube, she finds on the internet, she sends me, and we just die laughing. But I really want you to make a commitment, okay? I want you to make a commitment to your development. I want you to make a commitment to play bigger. I want you to be bolder, which means you got to step out of the comfort zones that you're living in right now. I want you to be aware that your brain is trying to keep you there, because that's how your brain is wired, for safety. Don't give into it. Don't give into it. And I want to help you become the best version of yourself so you can develop your gifts and talents, bless the world with your greatness, so we can all have so much fun and really make a positive impact on this world. So until we meet again next Monday at 3 p.m. Central, be big, be bold, and most importantly, be you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.